want to start us off here. We got some news out of the NBA today. Big Adam Silver and the boys decided they're no longer going to test for the marijuana, which, I don't even know what this. Like, here's my thing with that. It's like, listen, I don't think these dudes should be out here smoking before the games or whatnot because, like, honestly, I can understand the argument of that shit being like a, I guess, quote unquote, performance enhancing drug or whatnot. If some dudes play better, especially offensively when they're high, the J.R. Smiths and the Deion Waiters and such. I know people was having a blast with that on Twitter today. Them dudes about to go out, average triple doubles every night. But I don't know how you would regulate it at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like a drug test would come up positive for it anyway. So how would you know that they would be going to the games like that? But
so wait, here's a question for you boys on that topic. Do you think since the season was such a quick turnaround that they passed this so players would be okay to play? Because generally speaking, you hear all these behind the scenes stories on podcasts, etc., and players talk about how as long as you do it during the right time of years, it's going to be fine. So I wonder if they're just moving forward and saying we don't care, or if it's just so they can make the season happen.
Well, that's the thing. They've always they all said like who's the big one? Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, them two that got their own show there on Showtime, said like, we smoke before like every game, this and that. And they said as long as you manage to pass like the one test they do give you, you're pretty good for the rest of the year. But if you do end up failing that, you get passed or you get tested like 20, 30 times a year, or like whatever it is, which I know is the same for the NFL, and the NFL has stopped testing for that too. But I mean, yeah, dude, players already been doing it. You know what I mean? That shit's nothing new. I don't think in any sport.
Scusa.
Jesus Christ, dude. What the fuck were we talking about, bro? This shit threw me all the way off. I completely. Yeah, I mean, what you were saying of to get them ready, I mean, that's going to be a struggle too. You look at some of these players. I mean, literally that shit ended a couple months ago, and they're going to turn around here. So, they're going to have a shortened season and whatnot, which I think is good. But yeah, you take somebody like LeBron, dude, who I know spends millions of dollars on taking care of his body and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, hey, if the weed. Maybe not for basketball. I 100% make the argument with the NFL. You got these guys that literally just go out there and go to war every Sunday who, instead of taking all these Vicodins and this and that and all these pain pills, it's like, hey, I'd just rather smoke a joint. That's going to get me to where I need to be instead of getting addicted to all these painkillers, which I mean, I'm sure is the same way in the NBA. These guys have big surgeries and stuff and got to take stuff to cope with that pain. And, some guys just want to blaze up, dude, and don't want to take any of that shit. But as far as frying up like 10 15 minutes before the game, I don't know how that's going to turn out. I mean, it could be a shit show, if they just openly out there blazing. Do you get J.R. Smith out there just and so I mean, I don't know, what do you think about all that, Twig?
Yeah, I think we're getting to the point just as a society as a whole where weed is more and more socially acceptable. I don't see that there's many really negative consequences with legalizing it. I think it's actually a really good idea as a whole. I think athletes can use this I think more and more studies come out as weed just being a good, more efficient pain relieving source and just a good medicine for a lot of athletes. So I think that it being a good thing. I think more sports will actually catch on to this as well. And yeah, I just think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I think when you look at it like that too, I mean, the reality is too that like some dudes just want to get high. I mean, there probably isn't nothing, they just want to blaze up just to do it. But I think for sure, I mean, it's just been, this isn't really here what we're talking about, but there's just been a bad stigma about that for the longest time, and people are just, I think it's just the old heads and whatnot that are finally coming around to just kind of realizing it's not that bad and whatnot. And but at the same time, I could see where you should just treat it like alcohol. I mean, you wouldn't come to work drunk. You shouldn't come to work high, and whatever you want to do outside of your work is up to you, and shouldn't really matter unless you're Oregon and you got people out here smoking crack without any consequences. I mean, shoot, goddamn. But yeah, I don't know, man. So I don't know. We'll be looking forward to the NBA season. Got a lot of shit to talk about coming up with that, but we're going to jump right into a little NFL action, son. We got a slate set for Sunday. Got some games, got 2 Monday night games this week. which should be crazy. Had that Wednesday night game with the Steelers and the Ravens, which was weird to see that on a Wednesday. That should not be on a
Yeah,
Wednesday.
like what, 4:30, right? Yeah.
3:40, I think it
Yeah.
happened on, and that was just kind of a bunk game. Steelers kind of went out and did the thing, so that is what it is. But we're gonna start off with Sunday's slate. And we're just going to go down the list. We're just going to do what the meat pack does and talk a little shit about some shit and do the damn thing. First game we're going to talk about is some Saints and the Falcons. My biggest takeaway was this. I wasn't sure what the line was. I had it, but the Falcons have been just a toss-up as far as just betting and trying to determine the outcome of one of their games. I'm not going to front. I mean, the Saints have won the last 8 games, something like that in a row, or whatever they are. And I said on the last show that Sean Payton in the past 2 years, he's 8-0. When there's a quarterback that's not named Drew Brees at the position. So, my only thing is I think this game and that shit show we saw last week between Narlands and Denver Broncos, and we kind of had our thoughts there about Taysom Hill and how they, I personally think Jameis Winston should be out there, but I think the Falcons' whole game plan going into this and what it should be is Taysom Hill needs to beat us in the air. I think the Falcons have a good enough front seven to where they need to. That just needs to be the game plan going into this game. He needs to prove that he can throw the ball efficiently and win in the air. We saw these past couple of games that Taysom Hill's been at the quarterback. Alvin Kamara's kind of slowed up a little bit. He hasn't really been as involved. So, I mean, maybe he does bounce back a little bit this week. But I think the Falcons win this? I think they definitely can if that's what they do. But that Saints defense is also legit, so they could embarrass Matt Ryan if they really want to. Like I said, it's been hard to gauge a Falcons game this year 100%. I don't know. I think they possibly could sneak this game if that's what they do, if Taysom Hill can't get it done in the air.
The Falcons are just so inconsistent. They get from getting blown out to just blowing out the Raiders randomly last week. I feel that was just a fluke of a game. I think the game plan going in here is just Michael Thomas about to run 800 slants in a row. I don't think the Falcons have anything to really stop that. I think the Saints can blow them out here. I don't anticipate being really close. I don't think the Falcons have really that many weapons on defense to stop anything the Saints have to offer. I just don't see it being a really close game.
Yeah, last time these teams played, Saints won 24-9. So, keep that in mind. And I've been talking about this Saints defense for a minute, dude. They're legit. I think Matt Ryan throws for at least a pick, but also at least 200 yards. So, I don't know. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be closer than last time. Falcons coaching staff came out and said they have a plan for Taysom Hill, which I think you said it right, Mike. They're going to try to make him beat him in the air. You know what Taysom Hill is going to do. So, we're kind of yet to see that sit in the pocket game from him. So, maybe expect to see that here. And as well as last week on the Saints, Kamara and Thomas both really didn't have great games. So I'm expecting a little bit of a pop out from both of them.
Pop out at your party. Yeah, I mean, it has to be. Taysom Hill has a really good chance to either shut some haters up this week or, further the narrative that I don't know what the fuck he's doing out there, But granted, yeah, this second matchup they're playing, I definitely think it'll be closer. Falcons win. I can't say all that quite yet, but we'll see. I'm actually kind of looking forward to watching that game. But the next game we're going to talk about here is a little Cleveland Brown town versus the Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry, the freak. I actually think this is a really, really good matchup for Cleveland, if we're being honest. One of the biggest flaws the Titans have had all year is their pass rush. And Baker, I think, has proven more times than less that he can be an efficient quarterback when he's comfortable in the pocket. And just, I don't know, with the Titans' offensive line kind of been banged up. Obviously knew they blew the doors off the Colts last week, and Myles Garrett being back for the Browns this week. I don't mind this matchup for the Browns. Like I said, kind of like with the last game, can I go out and say they win the game? I'm not sure. I mean, the Browns have consistently proven when they've played really good teams, when you got the Steelers, the Ravens, and the Raiders, they're going to lose. They've been kind of just beaten up on, some of the worst teams, the 8-3 record. But hey, the fact that we're sitting here saying the Browns are 8-3 is absolutely insane to me. I would not think they would have had a better record this year than the Ravens, and I think they probably will end the year with a better record than the Ravens. I think the Browns are a playoff team right now, and obviously so are the Titans. But I mean, yeah, like I said, I just like this matchup. If you give Baker time back there to kind of do his thing, let him be comfortable. Like I said, I think he can be good enough to manage that at an efficient level. But I'm not too sure. What do you guys think?
I think it's going to end up being a really slow-paced game. I imagine both teams' game plan is just to pound the ball down the other team's throat. It's whoever's going to get a score early. I don't know. I think the Browns can actually edge them out here. I don't hate them as a +5.5 dog here at all. I think this is going to be a really show-telling game for the Browns to see if they're legit or not. Should be a really fun game to watch either way.
I think this is the game. This game alone will prove if the Browns are just more than an 8-3 record, if they're a legit team. I think this is honestly Baker's, obviously not going to say last shot because they're 8-3, but this game could prove that Baker Mayfield is going to be a quarterback for a long time.
For sure. And that's kind of been the narrative a little bit going into this week, is just like if Baker's going to have a job next year. But just something to consider is both these teams are 8-3. This is going to be a great matchup. And honestly, looking at this Week 13 slate, it's kind of a dumpster fire. It's a bunch of shit games. Not going to lie, nothing I really like. But this is going to be a really good matchup. Just a couple things on the Browns here. Both Chubb and Hunt might end their seasons with 1,000 yards. Chubb's at 719 right now. Hunt's at 706. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. And then just one stat about Nick Chubb here. He is averaging 12.6 yards per carry in the fourth quarter. Like, that's also insane.
He's such a freak, dude.
He's an absolute freak. But you said it right, Twig. This is just going to be a run the ball down your throat kind of game here. And I think it's going to be Tannehill versus Baker. Whoever gets more completions is going to probably end up winning them in the game here, because both of these teams have insane, efficient running offense.
See, I think that's the thing too. When you're coming down to Baker versus Tannehill, I mean, I obviously think Tannehill you would take all day over Baker. I just think he's just flat out the better quarterback. But just in this situation, in this matchup with the running game the Browns have, Baker could do enough to possibly sneak that one out. So yeah, I don't got a final decision on that. I still got to let that one marinate for a day.
I'm taking the Brownies, boys.
What was the line?
Plus 5.5 Browns. Titans are obviously favored going into this. I agree they should be favored, but I'm taking Browns here.
I don't know if they win that. I definitely think they can cover that for sure. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be fun. That's 2 games in a row I'm looking forward to watching. Mm-hmm. We're gonna that's gonna change here in a little bit, but and probably with this next game here we're gonna talk about, which is the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. This is just kind of one, you know what I mean? It's we're just seeing the end of the Matt Patricia era in Detroit, and just consistently being inconsistent as a football team that is Detroit. And just, the Bears obviously starting out hot. They're going to start Mitch Trubisky again, which I still don't know if that's the right move. I don't know. I've had my thoughts about the Bears and whatnot. I think we all said like week 5 and 6 when they were sitting at like 4-1, wherever they were sitting at. It's like I don't think anyone ever thought this was a legit team. I think they are super, super limited because of their quarterback position. I don't think anything's really going to change and until they figure that out. I mean, I think I actually like the Lions to come out here and possibly have themselves a little bounce back game, but. Yeah, man, I don't know. I will get you guys' take on this game.
Yeah, is Kenny Galladay starting for the Lions? Is that confirmed yet or not?
Not sure.
Not entirely sure. I know the Bear. What is it? Hold on. Bears are, favored at -3. I don't.
It's generally a toss-up, I think. I don't know if DeAndre Swift is starting either. That'd make a big difference to me as well.
Yeah.
Just this has all the makings of being a snooze of a game. It just, I don't know. Not something I'm interested in one bit.
Yeah, with all that being said, though, I think both of these teams match up pretty well because they're kind of both in similar situations. If the Bears lose this, it'll be the first time they go on a 6-game losing streak since 2002. Mitch Trubisky is 4-2 versus the Lions. So, I mean, take that how you will. On the other side, the Lions offensive coordinator steps up. Darrell Bevel takes up as head coach after firing Matty P. So, I mean, we'll see if he can turn that thing around. But I don't know. 3-point spread here. It's like I don't really feel comfortable picking either of these. Like you said, I think it's going to be pretty low scoring, pretty shite.
You're going to want to obliterate the under here.
we got a total points call on that.
44.5.
Oh yeah, bro. It's probably gonna be like 26 if we're being honest, dude. Fuck all that. I'm not paying too much attention to this game. Sorry, Lions and Bears fans, but
all three of them.
We can. It's facts. So yeah, we're gonna move off that stink fest. Gonna talk about some Dolphins Bengals little AFC matchup we got here. As it's sitting right now, the Dolphins are minus 10.5, which. That's a lot, bro. That's a lot. I mean,
I'm a sucker for the points, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. Minus 10.5 is a lot. I mean, I obviously get it with the Bengals just being a shit football team and not having Joey Burrow. I don't know who we're going to see get the start here for the Dolphins. We obviously saw Fitzmagic go out last week and beat the Jets. So, I mean, I don't know. I honestly think Fitzgerald at this point, I think might give you the best – because, I mean, the Dolphins are in the hunt. The Dolphins are right there. This is a playoff team. I know they have to meet the Bills one more time that I think will really decide things. But, I think all in all, Fitzmagic does give you the better chance to win over Tua. And that's not really saying anything against Tua. I just think, down this stretch where teams are kind of playing a little harder. I mean, the Bengals don't really have anything to play for. But, there's some guys on that team that, whether they're playing for contracts, this and that, just trying to keep a job or prove themselves. I think you want to go with the more seasoned guy, the more proven guy. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, minus 10. I think the Dolphins win this game 100%. Minus 10.5, though, that's just a lot. Anything over 10, I don't know.
It is a lot of points, but like honestly, I am really not sure what the Bengals are going to do to score points here. Like, I mean, they got T. Boyd, T. Higgins, but I just have no faith in the Bengals offense at all. So I do want to talk about these Dolphins a little bit here, though. So
talk to them.
Straight up, Dolphins outcoach, outclass the Bengals. I think they're going to win for sure. So just with that being said, though, looking down the stretch, like you were saying there, Raji, Dolphins have the third youngest roster in the league, which is great for their future, but really bad for a postseason. A lot of these guys are about to have their hardest month of football that they've ever played in their lives, being so young. And their remaining schedule is the Chiefs, Patriots, Raiders, and Bills. And none of those are going to be easy games. And like you said, fighting for a playoff spot, it's going to be make or break for these Dolphins next couple of weeks. But this week, yeah, they're probably going to dump on the Bengals. Like, come on, dude.
Brandon Allen's going to be absolutely fighting for his life here. And Dolphins front seven should absolutely shred that Bengals offensive line. I don't know about taking the points. Minus 10.5 seems kind of crazy to me, but I think Dolphins win this pretty easily.
A little bit. I mean, yeah, I think they do, like you said, just better players, better coaching staff, Papa John's. But, I just, I definitely like them here. Like you said, these guys being young and whatnot, too. I mean, I think anything, at worst, if this team were to end the season 8-8, which I don't think they will, they're going to be above 500. I mean, that's a win for the team. Playoffs or not, playoff wins or not, that's a big win for the culture down there in Miami and that roster they're building up and having that future together. And obviously Tua, maybe not for the rest of the year, but after this year is going to be the future of that team. So, I just like what they got going on. I'm on the Dolphins wave and. I definitely think they go out and steamroll the Bengals. So that'll definitely be a game to check out there. Another game I think is going to be just a stink fest. We got a little Jacksonville Jaguars, Mike Glennon in the cut, and First Cousins and the boys down there in Minnesota. Which I mean, hey, that's another one. Vikings are minus 10.5 as of right now, and just. I mean, I don't know. Jacksonville hasn't looked too bad to me the past couple of weeks. I know, obviously, last week, First Cousins is definitely starting to play better football, and the Vikings, I think, just kind of are as a whole. But, man, I don't know. Minus 10, that's just another one where I think I can confidently say the Vikings win. Point total being 52. I don't really like that, and I really don't like the minus 10. Like I said, I think Minnesota sneaks out of there with a W, but as far as them lines and them odds go, I'm just not a fan. I think Jacksonville plays harder than that. I don't think I just don't think that gets covered. I think Jacksonville plays harder than that.
I mean, Jacksonville really isn't incentivized to win any games at this point.
That's also true.
I think they're just as much in full tank mode as the Jets. They're just going for either Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence at this point. I think Mike Glennon can have it's just a decent spot for him. I think the Minnesota secondary is pretty soft. I do expect it to be, kind of close, not really. I think the Vikings going to go in there with the game plan of just with Dalvin Cook getting the ball about 20, 25 times. I don't think Jags have anything to really stop that. So should just be another slow-paced game, I would imagine.
Yep. So spstory here for the Jags. Minshew is healthy, ready to go, but Mike Glennon still gets the start here. So just doing a little bit of speculating here. Possible trade rumors or faith lost in Minshew. Minshew last year proved he can win games. He led rookie QBs going 6-6, which again isn't that crazy, but he won 6 games as a rookie QB coming in off of whoever's injury. It was Foles, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And then, so I don't know. I think they're trying to trade him. Like you said, I think they're trying to draft a QB this year. So I don't think they want to diminish his value by putting him in when the season's already a wash. Just because if he gets in there and starts looking bad, no one's going to want to take him. But with that being said, Mike Glennon has been putting up points, and exactly like you said again, Twig, that soft ass Minnesota secondary. I don't hate 51 over. I really don't.
It's not crazy. Definitely not crazy.
Yeah, I don't. That just seems crazy. So you're thinking what, like a 30-20 game?
Which sounds insane. It really does.
Like out of Jacksonville, I don't even see the Vikings scoring 30. If we're being honest, like I say, I think they're just going to pound the rock, chew up some time, and just try to sneak the win.
Adam Thielen is back this game as well.
Adam Thielen, and then you said you got the offensive rookie there in Jefferson, who's just a monster, and obviously First Cousins playing better football, but yeah, I don't know. Obviously, like we were saying, the Jaguars are in that play to get themselves a franchise quarterback. Gardner Minshew was never that guy. He just had a hype little season around him. He did go out there and play pretty decent, but just absolutely had zero expectations. So, that hype train got, it got lit there for a second, but he was never the guy. He's got a noodle of an arm and just, I never thought he was the guy. And the boy Luton there, so Mike Glennon in the cut. I don't know. We'll see how this game goes. I'm not sure. I think Vikings get the dub, though. So move on to the next game here. Indianapolis Colts, old medicine ball throwing Rivers versus the Texans, Sean Watson. Sheesh, I don't know. This is a game the Colts 100% should win. They got walked last week by the Titans. And obviously Texans coming off a big win against the Lions on Thanksgiving, which is good. But I just think the Colts have a better roster, top to bottom. Obviously at the quarterback, Deshaun Watson is a far better quarterback than Philip Rivers at this point. But I think last week was a little bit of a fluke for the Colts. I think they just got embarrassed. I just think the Titans are a better team, and I wasn't necessarily mad at that. I just think going into this game, I said they're more focused. I think Frank Reich's going to have his boys ready to go. I feel like on the Texans side of the ball, it's been a little bit of hero ball too for Deshaun Watson. He's kind of dealing with a Russell Wilson
fucking
kind
mess
of deal
over there, brother.
Yeah, it's a mess, and I think the Coltons are just a cleaner, tighter football team. Obviously, with that defense and that three-headed combo they got at the running back, I just like them more here. I don't know. I just like them.
Yeah, Texans are pretty much a two-person team at this point. It's going to be Deshaun Watson and Brandon Cooks the entire game. Will Fuller's out for this season, out on the horse meat diet. He's out the beginning of next year. So.
Alistair Overeem fucking diet plan, dude. Horse meat.
I think David Johnson might be back as well. I don't think that makes a huge difference either way. I think Texans probably get blown out here.
Yeah, on a shitty slate again. This is one big fan of this game here. Hyped for this shit. The Colts are favored. What do we got? Lines spread is at 3 here. I do like the Colts winning this game.
That doesn't seem right, dude.
But like you said,
what was it?
Colts minus 3 to the moon. If that's
-3. Yeah, Colts -3.
Yeah, bro, we taking that.
But
we taking that.
like you said, Will Fuller coming out, Brandon Cook stepping up as that WR1. Super excited to see his matchup versus Xavier Rhodes. Big fan of his. So I mean, look out for that.
Are you?
Yeah, dude. How do you not, dude? You watch some Hard Knocks? Come on.
Dude fell off hard.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see. Brandon Cooks versus Xavier Rhodes. I think that's gonna be a really good matchup this week for sure. But I think the game's gonna be closer, and people are expecting it to be here. But I do think the Colts win it.
Yeah, I don't mind a -3 at all. Like you said, just a 1-2-man show. The Texans defense hasn't proved that they can be consistent at all year. And Brandon Cook's got that top ramen nog. That's just, you get 4 or 5 concussions in your bro. You just, man, you got to be getting a little dizzy. But yeah, Colts are gonna sneak out of there, sneak out of old Texas with a dub, I think. So looking forward to that game. Next game we got on the slate is my team, my squad, New York Jets and the Oakland Raiders.
Las Vegas.
What'd I say?
Oakland.
Oh, yeah. How the fuck do you want me to say? I mean, it's the New York Jets. Like I say, Oakland got absolutely embarrassed last week by the Falcons. Like I said, I think they come out and just play harder, play better. What's the fucking dude's name? What's the head coach's name? John Gruden, dude, knock on wood if you feel me. I just think they come out and just win this game. I don't think there's really anything to talk about. This is the New York Jets. If there was a game they could sneak and win, I don't think it's this one. I think the Raiders are just better than them at everything, as is every other team. So I don't know. Unless you guys got a take, it's the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, we're being a dead horse at this point. They're in full tank mode. It's not even. It's barely worth talking about, honestly.
Well, listen to this. Last year, the Jets beat the Raiders in a surprise game, 34-3, and then after that game, the Raiders were just absolute doo-doo. Sent their whole season into a spiral. The question is, are the Raiders on another one of those late season spirals here after getting blown out by the Falcons last week? I still stand by it. I think the Jets will win one game. Could this be the one? I don't know. We'll see, but. I don't know. Does Adam Gase have the Raiders figured out? No, but
I don't even think he's figured out his own playbook, dude. Like, it's just I'm sitting here though, bro. CBS NFL likes the Jets at +8.
I think the only
not
reason
even that crazy. Honestly.
I think that blowout last week is attributing to that pick, but I don't. I feel uncomfortable betting on any game with the Raiders at this point in the season.
I feel, I don't know. As a fan, I just don't even want to watch it, to be honest. But
that's a red zone game.
Fuck, dude, that's gonna be crazy. So we're gonna move off that. We're gonna talk about Seattle, Wilson, Russ, cooking, danger, Russ. Look at that.
Oh,
damn, I just put this shirt on. That's kind of crazy. Russell Wilson and the boys versus the New York Giants.
It's Colt McCoy season, boys.
Hey, Colt McCoy can sling that fucking ball, dude. Seahawks currently at -11.
That's a fatty spread, boys.
How much?
-11 as of right now. 48.5 points total. Fuck, I don't know
if the Giants suck like that though.
No, I don't. I really don't think so. I think their defense is better than that.
I don't know. According to Pro Football, whatever, James Bradbury has the best grade of any quarterback in single coverage. So he's going to end up playing against DK. So take that matchup how you will.
Do you think he's locking down DK Metcalf? No way.
DK Metcalf?
Metcalf, dude. I don't know. I think Wayne Gallman has a pretty good game here again. But I don't know. Putting the Giants this year at 11-point spread is, I don't know. I'm not against taking the points here. Like, the Giants are going to put some up, and we keep saying it every fucking week. The Seahawks defense is allowing points. I think the most points. So,
yeah, I definitely think, man, I don't know. I like the Giants as a whole. Like I said, I like their defense, everything you just said, but then I got to rethink some shit because of Colt McCoy. I don't know. I really don't know. Colt McCoy hasn't proven jack shit.
I mean, yeah. Along with that, Seattle's Jason Myers, their kicker, is 15 for 15 on the season, and he's on a 26 in a row streak going back to last season. So I think if it is a close game, this Seattle's going to, edge them out. So we'll see what happens here. But I don't know. 11 points is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah. 11 minus 11. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all. Like I said, I think they do edge them out, though. They get edging. Just a little thumb right around the rim. That's the sort of thing you're into. But I like Seattle getting the dub there. Man, I don't know. I got to think about that one. I think the New York Giants are better than that for sure. I don't know. One of the biggest games here I want to talk about, because we've been kind of going back and forth here all year about, is the Los Angeles Rams at the Cardinals. I know we've been kind of doing our back and forth thing. I say, and I like the Rams, Jared Goff and them and whatnot over the Cardinals and Kyler Murray, Ewok City. But I don't know. I honestly just think this is a bad matchup for the Cardinals. One is only because the Rams are 6-0 against the Cardinals since Sean McVay's been there. He just has their number. It's kind of like we saw last week with the 49ers versus the Rams. 49ers record against the Rams, they just have their number. It's just one of those teams where they just win. And as far as this goes, I mean, the Rams are top 5 in every statistical category as far as on the defensive side of thing goes. And like I said, I just our thing alone, our little back and forth alone, I honestly just do like the Rams in this situation. The -3, I don't know, but we're going to see. We're going to see Jalen Ramsey and DeAndre Hopkins at one-on-one. That's going to be a matchup for sure. Jalen Ramsey is probably arguably the best corner in the league, and DeAndre Hopkins is in the conversation for best wide receiver in the league. Another little takeaway I have too is Arizona is the most penalized team in the league this year, and I just think the Rams and their coaching staff are just going to look to take advantage of that. I don't think Arizona brings anything defensively to the table enough to disturb Jared Goff. Kind of like same thing I was saying about Baker. I mean, obviously, I think Jared Goff is a better quarterback than Baker, but Jared Goff's just one of those dudes where if you let that man be comfortable, he can pick you apart. I know he did not look good last week against the 49ers, but I'm just not a fan of the Cardinals in this game. I don't know. What do you guys see?
I think this is going to be a super, super high-scoring game. It's got a shootout potential written all over it. Both teams are coming off a super close loss. Mm-hmm. Both nearly went to overtime.
48.5 over.
That's
slam dunk. Absolute slam dunk.
I agree.
Both these teams are fighting for a wild card spot in their division as well. I just think, it's got all the makings of just a really good game. A game I want to watch. I like the Cardinals here. I'm not sure what the betting line is exactly, but
Rams -3.
I got it at plus 2.5 Cardinals right now. So yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
Just with my personal bias, I think the Cardinals got this game pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You guys keep saying it for me here, but this is what we've been talking about on the show past couple of weeks. Which one of these teams is better? So we'll finally get to see. I think the story here for the Rams is going to be if they can contain Murray. We've seen in teams that can contain him just blow out the Cardinals.
I don't think there's any. That's why I think they do win, because I think they do. Just the Rams defense being as good as they have this year. I don't think you're going to be seeing a lot of Kyler Murray designed runs this game, just with obviously Aaron Donald being up there in front and whatnot.
Hot take, hot prediction here. I'm calling Buda Baker is going to get a pick on Jared Goff this game. It's going to happen.
Not crazy.
Okay, who wins?
I'm taking the Cardinals. I'm with Twigg. I think through and through, this is going to be a very high-scoring game. I think the under-over at 48 that just seems way too low. That seems very wrong to me. But yeah, no, I like the Cardinals here. I'm sticking by my word with that.
That's looking at get over Colts -3, dude. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
that one's
couple slam dunks trying to get a little parlay.
Trying to get a little extra pocket change. I mean, like I said, I don't know, like you were just kind of saying, I don't know if this game necessarily does decide who is the better of the teams. Like I said, these are the last two teams kind of in that playoff hunt.
Very important game for both teams.
It really is. It really is. And obviously the Rams are sitting at a better record currently. I just like them walking out here with a dub. I think they figured out. Like I said, it's 6-0 against them in the past 3-4 years. I just think they win this game. So definitely that is one to beat. I am looking super forward to that game. 4:05. Be at your TV for that. And yeah, 48. Was it 48 and a half? Seems dummy low, dude. But
the moon.
I think they're just probably predicting how good fucking Seattle or Los Angeles defense is. But yeah, I don't know. That's like I say, good game, fun game, should be awesome. Looking forward to next game we're going to talk about. Is New England Patriots versus Air Bear Herbert and the Chargers. And I don't know. Here's my take. Here's my take kind of with the Chargers as a whole, because we've been just kind of saying the same thing all year about them. I think obviously the Chargers have better players than what their record says for sure. And it's weird because the Chargers are in that position where you have a very good, solid young quarterback who's on a rookie deal. And we've seen this before. We saw it with Carson Wentz. We saw it with Patrick Mahomes. We even saw it with Jared Goff when they went to a Super Bowl. If you have a quarterback that's on a rookie contract, you can go ahead and just stack the deck and give out contracts because you're not going to have to pay them for 3, 4, 5 years, or depending how early you want to extend them, whether it's year 3 or 4, whatever. But like I said, that's just, to me, it's been one of the more surprising and slash disappointing situations all year, is them just not being very good. And obviously Herbert being that guy, just being young and not being paid yet. But I don't know. Another little nugget I got is I've seen a couple things today that Bill Belichick is 20-5 against rookie QBs. And so I'm looking at this. I'm not looking at this matchup as the Patriots versus the Chargers. I'm looking at this matchup as Bill Belichick versus Justin Herbert. I just think, I think as a whole, the Chargers top to bottom have a better roster than the Patriots. They just have more playmakers and obviously guys like Joey Bosa and whatnot on the defense. But I think Bill Belichick and his son there with the slick mullet, dude's got some Kid Rock shit going on right there. He's got that ball with the ball to bang, diggy. But I think Bill Belichick, they just come up with a game plan up there in New England to just go and what is the line? Because I know the Chargers are at home and they're still not even favorites.
Right now, I actually have 1.5 spread. Chargers are favorited for me right here.
Oh, they are, yeah.
I got the under over 46.5.
I don't like that.
Pick
them 47.
Yeah, pretty much pick 'ems for sure. I think the story here is going to be if Cam Newton cannot have another shitty game. I think the Patriots as a whole are trending upwards from the first half of the season, but Cam has to play better. Every time it's been a close game, it's been his fault, his doing, whether it's a turnover or just not throwing the ball where it needs to be. But with all that being said, I think this is a 19-17 Patriots win right here.
Yeah, I think Patriots might backdoor themselves into a playoff scenario here.
I've been saying it.
They just, I don't know. They've started off the season so shitty. I just think they're on the upward trajectory, like you just mentioned. I think if Cam doesn't even have to do that much out there. He's pretty much a glorified running back at this point. He's throwing like under 100 yards some games. I don't even know how they're winning games, honestly. They're just kind of pulling out their ass every game.
Good coaching,
for sure.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm interested to see if Cam does it. I'm also interested to see if he plays there next year. I don't really actually have any idea what that contract's looking like right now, but
he's just on a 1 year right now, and that's kind of been the discussion all year. I mean, is he their quarterback going forward? I mean, I think a lot just goes into that. Depends if Bill Belichick thinks that they can get enough pieces around him to just turn around next year and be a really good team, or
right now, if the season ended, do you keep Cam? I wouldn't. I think he's got to go.
I really doubt it.
I don't know. Bill Belichick hasn't had to draft a quarterback in 20 years. So I mean, I don't really know bringing it unless you're just playing on full reset and having a 2-14, 1-15 type season. I just think Cam Newton does give you the better option to win. And I mean, obviously, yeah, he's been struggling this year. But I think it's the same kind of thing with some of these other teams. Like your guys' team, the Eagles. I mean, he's obviously been playing kind of shitty football, but we do have to take some other things into account. But they are getting these wins because the coaching staff. I mean, I think if Bill Belichick really believes, hey, we need to go out this offseason and get this dude some weapons and whatnot, and then just, put these cogs in the machine, that guys that we can work with and win games. My only thing, too, is you got to look at the other side, too, and think just with this division trending upwards with how good Buffalo's been and how good Miami is doing right now. I mean, those are two teams that are going to be around for a while. And then obviously seeing next year what the Jets can kind of put together in the offseason, what they might look like next year. So like I said, I can't personally see Bill Belichick. I can't see that team ever winning like just only 2 or 3, 4 games, whatever it is. Obviously kind of thought that was going to happen this year, but like I said, they're just kind of figuring out how to win football games when they do lose. It has been kind of mistakes on the back of Cam Newton, but they've still been kind of sneaking out dubs. They obviously got that, dub last week against Cardinals, which I think is very good for the Patriots. But I still, 19-17. I don't think that's crazy at all. I think that's a fair score. I think that's around where this game is going to look like for sure. But I do have the Patriots winning. It's just a trust issue with the Chargers at this point. I just can't do it. Anthony Lynn, I'm not sure what they do with him next year. Personally, I don't think he should get fired. Just they obviously have some issues to figure out. So we'll see what happens with that game. But yeah, New England getting the dub. I do like that. Next game we're going to talk about, I just mentioned your guys there. We got Green Bay Packers, Mr. A-Rod versus walk it to him Wentz, more give it to him Wentz here at this point, which I just had the line here. So what are we looking at? We are looking at the Packers -9. Listen, here's my thing with a total of 46.5 points. Here's my thing. Packers win this game, I think, for sure, just for all of the above, everything we've been talking about the Eagles. -9, though, I don't know. I'd actually take Philadelphia on the plus with that because I just think in one, as shitty as they've been playing, they do play hard. I think we do see that each week. They do play hard. It's just been just consistently handing the ball off to the other team, whether that's interceptions from Wentz, whether that's fumbles and whatnot. Man, I don't know. I like Packers winning it. I don't like the -9.5. Like I said, I just think Philly plays harder than that. They've been in close games all year. We obviously saw last week with Seattle, them kind of ruin that spread right there at the end with just a last-second touchdown, which, I mean, it is what it is. But I think they put together enough effort to possibly, if you wanted to go Philly plus 9, I do think they could cover that. But all in all, I think the Packers just win a game, just a better football team. Aaron Rodgers picks that secondary apart. One of the big things, too, to look out, I've been kind of saying all year, I think this is going to be a big game possibly. We see from the Lazards and the MBSs, we're obviously going to see a big Darius Slay, Devontae Adams matchup if that's the route they go. The other guy they got there at cornerback, I don't fucking know, but actually does match up good with Devontae. I think he's just a little bit bigger. But I don't know. You guys are fans. Talk to me.
Yeah, I think this might be pretty interesting for the Philly offense. I saw a report earlier in the week that Doug Peterson is going to be relieved of his play calling duties. He's going to be splitting time with another person. I don't even know who that is at this point. But I think that honestly helps them quite a bit. I don't know if, again, I don't think Carson Wentz is playing to his normal level. I've been saying he's been injured. I don't even know if he can say that at this point. He's just been flat out shit. I just have no faith in the Eagles at this point. Season's a wash.
Garbage.
I think a good matchup here.
I got nothing to say.
Yeah. A good matchup here, along with Big Play Slay versus Devontae. Super excited for that. Is just straight up Green Bay's O-line versus Philly's D-line. Packers have a top tier O-line, and Philly's D-line has been one of the highlights of the whole season. I mean, that's really one of the very few things they have going for them.
Second in sacks.
Yeah, I mean,
they'll put the pressure on Aaron Rodgers. They'll put the pressure on there.
For sure. The Packers are going to put up points, like you guys said. The story is going to be if the Eagles can get any sort of production going on offense. Zach Ertz is back. And the Philly offense this year, the little production that they have got has been from that tight end position. So we'll see if that makes a difference or not. Personally, I really think Philly just needs to take more deep shots. We drafted Jalen Reagor for that purpose. And in his first game, caught like a huge bomb and haven't seen him since. So I don't know. Like I've been hammering the past couple of weeks, like let's give the ball to Miles Sanders, just put some more faith in him and just take some shots down the field. Like there's literally nothing to lose at this point. The whole goal of the game is to just hold on to the fucking rock. So
give it to Travis Fulgham. That kid's an animal.
Yeah. I mean that's the thing, because I know Mike, you've been saying too about the play calling situation and whatnot, and obviously the offensive and whatnot that has been a problem all year, but they're just coughing the ball up left and right when they can, and that's just. You just can't have that. You can't give the ball back to Aaron Rodgers. He's going to make you pay. Like I said, the Eagles, I think, have the good front seven. They will put some pressure on. But on the opposite side of that, I think Carson Wentz fucks around and gets sacked 5-6 times, dude. That's just been the story of the year. Dude can't stay off the ground. But like I said, all in all, Green Bay wins the -9. I'm telling you, I don't like that. I do think Philly plays harder than that. I think it's. I don't know. I would take Philly more in that situation, but yeah, I like Green Bay. I think that's low key kind of a given.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to argue with you.
I know you're not. So the next game we're going to talk about is Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. Does the Broncos have a fucking quarterback this week? I mean, what the fuck's the matter, dude?
No way that guy starts again.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, dude, that was just a shitty situation. That was rough to watch. I was like proud of the dude, but felt bad for him at the same time. It was just awful to watch. And I mean, we're just talking about Kansas City here. I don't have to go anything into this game. It's Patrick Mahomes at this point. I think is just the best football player in the league. Obviously, Tyreek Hill, we can say, might be the best wide receiver in the league. Travis Kelce, I think, definitely is the best tight end in the league. I just think they get it done. Too much firepower on offense. The defense is looking like they did towards down the stretch of last year. They're really starting to come around. And like I said, the defense really doesn't have to do much for this team. Because they can score so easily. Kansas City makes scoring honestly look so easy. And I think they just washed the Broncos. Like I said, doesn't matter who they have at quarterback. I don't think they have a chance either way. And I think their season's just done. I think the shot, I think last week just kind of proved that, like, it's just, I don't know. I'm not a Broncos fan. I haven't been on them all year. Like I've said, just complete inconsistencies with Drew Lock. I don't know. And we're just talking about the Kansas City Chiefs here. So I just think they're the best team in football right now.
Yeah, I think Pat Mahomes has pretty much solved the game of football. He's doing shit out there that just doesn't even make sense sometimes.
He just figured it out, dude. It's a formula. He just got it.
He's by far the most clear MVP at front runner at this point. A couple weeks ago, I didn't even think he was in the conversation. But the past couple weeks, he's been putting up numbers that are just.
I don't know. I still think Aaron. We got to look at Aaron.
He's in the talk, but
Mahomes is just
Yeah, if it's not Mahomes, it's probably ends up being A-Rod. I think Russ is out of the conversation completely now. It's pretty much a two-person race, but
yeah,
gun to my head, I would pick Mahomes, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Right now, I got this line at -13.5 Chiefs. That's a fuck ton of points, but I have no idea how the Broncos are going to score in this game. Like you said, we don't even know who their quarterback is going to be, and Philip Lindsay isn't going to go nuts again. I don't know. With that being said, though, if the Chiefs win this game, they clinch a playoff spot. So they're going to play hard, and they're going to try to get that clinch, because if they do, it's only week 13. They're going to get a couple of weeks to kind of, pull back a little bit and let some of their guys sit, get a little load management going on. Mm-hmm. We got the under over at 50.5. I kind of like the under because, like I said, I don't think the Broncos are going to score any points here. I think they're going to get a couple field goals. That's going to be it.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think 45 of those points can get scored by Kansas City. Under, I'm not going under any day of the week when we're talking about Kansas City. I just don't. They could pop off at any time. And like you said, they got a chance to clinch the division. I think the Broncos need to clinch that ass because they're about to get torn up. So, that's just the situation we're looking at. That's just the reality of what's going on down there in Kansas City. They're just steaming hot.